Welcome to this serene exploration of rivers, where we shall drift along the gentle course of these flowing bodies of water. Here, we are not concerned with the tumultuous rush of floods or the storied paths of famous waterways. Instead, we focus on the quiet, unending journey of water as it finds its way across the land. These are calm observations, subtle insights meant to accompany you into restfulness. If you find comfort in this gentle narrative, kindly share the time and place from which you listen, and consider subscribing to join us on future wanderings. In the world of rivers, there is a unique kind of movement, one that is neither hurried nor abrupt. It is the water's quiet persistence that defines a river's essence. As you listen, imagine the unassuming flow that winds its way through valleys and plains, tracing a path not carved by force, but by the patient guidance of gravity and time. The river's journey is one of gradual accumulation and steady progression, where each drop, though seemingly insignificant, contributes to the whole. Rivers do not announce themselves with a beginning point, as one might expect with a story. Rather, they emerge through a process of gathering, a collective effort of countless raindrops joining together. As the rain falls, it is drawn downwards by gravity, trickling over rocks and soil, merging into streams, and eventually forming the larger body we recognize as a river. This is not a sudden event, but a slow, continuous collection, a testament to nature's patient hand. The motion of a river is a reminder that nature's processes are often unseen and unhurried. The water flows with a purpose that is gentle and deliberate, guided by the landscape it traverses. It meanders, curving and bending, not dictated by haste, but by the subtle influences of the earth beneath it. This movement is shaped by the land's contours, its softness allowing the water to find the path of least resistance. Over time, these slight shifts in direction accumulate, creating the unique course each river follows. As you consider the river's journey, you might notice how its pace changes. In the upper reaches, where the land is steep, the water moves with more vigor, yet still without urgency. As the river descends to gentler slopes, its flow becomes more languid, spreading across the landscape in broader, slower currents. Finally, as it nears the sea, the river's energy dissipates further, merging quietly with the vastness of the ocean. This is a transition marked by continuity, not by abruptness. In contemplating rivers, we find a metaphor for time and change. Rivers have flowed for millennia, long before cities or the boundaries we know today. Their paths are ever-changing, yet they remain constant in their presence. The water that flows is never the same, yet the river endures, adapting to the shifts and turns imposed by the passage of time. It is a reminder of the natural world's capacity for quiet resilience and perpetual motion, a cycle that persists whether we are there to observe it or not. So, as we embark on this journey of understanding, let us do so with the knowledge that rivers, in their gentle and continuous movement, offer a reflection of the world around us. They teach us that change is often subtle and that progress need not be hurried. Allow yourself to drift with this narrative, embracing the calm it offers, much like the river that flows unceasingly towards its destination. In the calm and steady world of rivers, we find a gentle orchestration of natural forces at play. A river is not born from a single source, nor does it burst forth in a dramatic display. Instead, it emerges quietly and gradually, as if nature itself were whispering the water into being. At its essence, a river is a collection of raindrops, each one an unassuming participant in this grand, flowing journey. The story of a river begins with rain, a soft, persistent drizzle or the gentle patter of droplets on leaves. Every raindrop in its own modest way contributes to a greater whole. As rainfall graces the earth, it does not linger for long on the surface. Instead, it seeks the path of least resistance, guided ever so gently by the force of gravity. Gravity, that unseen and unfelt companion, encourages each drop to move, to join others, and to begin a slow descent across the landscape. This movement is not hurried or rushed. It is a gradual gathering, a quiet congregation of water that meanders over soil and stone. The journey is one of patience, where each droplet adds its tiny contribution to the growing flow. There is no single moment or place where a river begins. Rather, it is an accumulation, a series of small, almost imperceptible acts that together form something larger than themselves. In this quiet assembly, we witness the seamless cooperation of natural elements. The land, with its gentle slopes and contours, offers a pathway. Gravity provides the encouragement, a subtle urging toward the inevitable descent. The rain, with its constant presence, assures that the journey continues. It is a beautiful interplay where no single force dominates, and all contribute quietly to the creation of a river. As the water gathers, it forms trickles and rivulets, each one a minuscule thread weaving its way through the landscape. These threads, delicate and transient, merge to form slender streams, which in turn grow into brooks and creeks. Each stage is a testament to the power of accumulation, where small changes, patiently made, give birth to something greater over time. This is the essence of a river's beginning, not a dramatic opening, but a gentle coalescence. In understanding rivers, one must appreciate this gradual emergence. The lack of a singular starting point is not a void, but rather a reminder of the complexity and subtlety of natural processes. Rivers are not defined by where they begin, but by the journey they undertake. They are a confluence of many beginnings, each contributing in its own quiet way. As the gathered water continues its journey, it does so in harmony with the world around it. The river's path is shaped by the land, its course dictated not by force, but by the contours it encounters. This is a journey marked by patience, where the river's form evolves slowly, shaped by the gentle hand of time. It is a reminder that in nature, change is often a process, not a moment. The river's existence is a testament to the power of gentle forces. It is a collaboration between earth and sky, gravity and rain. Each element plays its part without haste or urgency. The river flows because of the steady pull of gravity, the continuous gift of rain, and the accommodating pathways offered by the land. It is a process without a defined beginning, an ongoing story written quietly across the landscape. In this stillness, one might find a sense of comfort. A river is a reminder that not all things require a clear start to have significance. It teaches that gradual change, though slow, is no less profound than its more dramatic counterparts. The river's journey is one of persistence, a testament to the quiet power of accumulation and the gentle guidance of natural forces. As we consider rivers, we are invited to appreciate the subtlety of their existence. They are not merely the sum of their parts, but a harmonious blend of elements working in concert. In this quiet symphony, every raindrop, every curve of the land, and every pull of gravity contributes to the whole. Each plays a role in the unfolding story of a river, a story that is both simple and profound in its quiet persistence. In the quiet corners of our world, where the air is crisp and the landscape seems untouched by time, the origins of rivers can be found. These beginnings are not marked by grand announcements or sudden appearances, but rather by a collection of subtle and gentle processes. It is in these places that the first drops of a river's journey are gathered, unseen by the hurried traveler, yet vital to the tapestry of the land. Imagine, if you will, a hillside where the earth is soft underfoot and the grass sways gently in the breeze. Beneath this tranquil surface, hidden from view, lies a spring. This is where water, having percolated through layers of soil and rock, emerges clear and cool. Springs offer a quiet yet persistent gift to the landscape, feeding the beginnings of streams that will one day merge into rivers. Their waters trickle downwards, guided by gravity, following paths carved by countless years. Elsewhere, in regions where winter holds sway, the transformation of snow into liquid life is another story of beginnings. As the sun's warmth touches the snow-capped peaks, a slow and deliberate melting occurs. The water formed from this snow joins the earth, following the gentle slopes and collecting in small rivulets. These rivulets, meandering across the terrain, gather strength as they merge with others, gradually shaping into the nascent forms of rivers. It is a process that speaks to the patient artistry of nature, where time is the central architect. In the lowlands, where the ground often holds moisture like a sponge, wetlands serve as another origin point. Here, the gentle accumulation of water creates a landscape rich with life and potential. This is a place where water does not rush, but lingers, nurturing the earth and all that grows upon it. Wetlands are reservoirs of beginnings, where the water's slow movement eventually finds its way into larger streams. The journey from wetland to river is one of seamless transition, where the boundaries are soft and undefined, and the flow is a whisper rather than a roar. Hillsides, too, offer their slopes to the gathering of water. Rainfall, collected by the earth, runs silently across the contours of the land. With each droplet that joins another, a small stream is born. These streams are the quiet architects of rivers, their paths etched into the landscape with a delicate touch. The hillside streams are transient artists, creating shapes that reflect the softness of the earth and the quiet persistence of water. The origins of rivers, then, are not singular or dramatic. They are a symphony of small beginnings, each contributing to the gradual crescendo that forms a river. The sources of these waters are varied and numerous, each playing a part in the creation of something larger than themselves. From the solitary spring to the melting snow, from the nurturing wetland to the hillside stream, each origin is a testament to the interconnectedness of nature's systems. As these small sources merge, the river begins to take shape. It is not a sudden transformation, but rather a gentle accumulation of energy and direction. Each contributing drop adds to the river's identity, shaping its path and defining its character. The river grows, not through force, but through the quiet persistence of countless small beginnings coming together. In this way, rivers remind us of the power and beauty of gradual change. Their origins teach us that growth is often imperceptible, yet undeniably present. The rivers of the world are a collection of stories, each beginning quietly, almost unnoticed, yet each contributing to the larger narrative of the landscape. So, when we consider where rivers begin, we find ourselves contemplating not a single origin, but a tapestry woven from many threads. It is a tapestry that speaks of time and patience, of the gentle gathering of forces that shape the world around us. The journey of a river is a reminder that even the mightiest of flows begins with the smallest of sources, each one essential to the whole. In understanding these beginnings, we come to appreciate the quiet, steady processes that underpin the natural world. It is a world where change is constant, yet rarely hurried, and where the origins of rivers offer a glimpse into the serene dance of nature's rhythms. Rivers meander gently, tracing paths through the landscape with a grace that belies their power. The shape of a river's path is not dictated by force, but by a subtle dance between water and earth. Unlike a road, which cuts through the land with a determined purpose, a river finds its way by yielding to the contours it encounters. It is this yielding, this gentle accommodation, that leads rivers to curve rather than run in straight lines. As water moves, it seeks the path of least resistance. This is a process driven not by speed, but by gradual adaptation. A river curves because it is in constant conversation with the land it traverses. Each bend is a response to the varied textures and inclines it meets. The soil, the rock, and the vegetation all play their part, guiding the water without confrontation. Erosion, though a powerful force over time, works quietly, unnoticed by the casual observer. It is the soft touch of water wearing away the edges of the earth, particle by particle. In the upper reaches, where the riverbed is steep, the water moves with more urgency. Yet even here, the softer banks begin to yield. As the river descends, the gradient lessens and the speed reduces. The water now has the leisure to explore the land more fully, to follow every dip and rise. This is where the river's character truly begins to develop, where its path starts to meander with a purpose that seems almost playful. The banks are sculpted not by abrupt forces, but by the persistent caress of the current. Over time, the river's curves become more pronounced. These curves are not merely deviations, they are the river's signature, a testament to its journey. When a river curves, it is responding to the delicate interplay of water pressure and the sediment beneath. The outer bank of a curve is worn away slightly more than the inner bank, leading to a gradual migration of the river's path. This process, known as lateral erosion, happens so slowly that it almost defies notice. Yet, given enough time, it can shift the course of the river significantly. The meanders of a river are a natural result of this slow, steady erosion. They form as the water seeks balance, adjusting its course to distribute energy evenly across its length. Each curve is a compromise between gravity and resistance, a negotiation between movement and stillness. The river does not rush to its destination. It takes its time, embracing each turn as part of its flow. Rivers reflect the landscapes through which they pass, mirroring the softness or hardness of the terrain. Where the ground is soft, the river is free to carve wider, more pronounced curves. In contrast, a harder substrate may constrain the river, leading to sharper bends and narrower channels. Yet even the hardest rock cannot resist the persistent touch of water indefinitely. Over millennia, the river's path may change dramatically, yet it remains a gentle process, imperceptible in the short term. Sediment plays a crucial role in shaping river paths. As water flows, it carries with it fine particles of silt, sand, and clay. These sediments are deposited along the riverbed and banks, subtly altering their form. When a river deposits sediment on the inner bank of a curve, it creates a gentle slope, encouraging the water to continue its curving path. This deposition is as important as erosion in determining the river's course, a quiet balancing act that unfolds over time. The river's path is also influenced by vegetation. Trees and plants along the banks provide stability, their roots binding the soil and reducing erosion. Yet they also contribute to the river's sinuous shape. As roots grow and spread, they create micro-barriers that the water must navigate. This interplay between plant life and water flow adds another layer of complexity to the river's path, guiding it with a soft hand. In the vast tapestry of the natural world, rivers are artists, crafting their paths with a delicate touch. Their curves are not the result of dramatic events, but the product of countless small interactions. Each droplet of water carries with it the memory of these interactions, contributing to a path that is both predictable and ever-changing. The river's meandering course is a reminder of nature's patience, an invitation to consider the beauty of slow, steady change. As we reflect on the shape of river paths, we are reminded that the journey is as important as the destination. The gentle curves of a river teach us that progress need not be linear nor hurried. In their quiet persistence, rivers offer us a lesson in resilience and adaptation. They show us that true strength lies in the ability to bend, to yield, and to find a way through the softest of means. In the end, the shape of a river's path is a symphony of soft forces, a harmonious blending of water, earth, and time. It is a testament to the quiet power of nature, a reminder that even the most subtle of forces can shape the world in profound ways. As the river flows, it writes its story not with the loudness of a torrent, but with the gentleness of a whisper, inviting us to listen closely and to appreciate the beauty of its journey. In the higher reaches of a river's journey, the water often moves with a sense of urgency. Here, in the upper sections, the landscape is marked by steep inclines and narrow channels, guiding the water swiftly over rocks and through chasms. These fast-flowing waters are not driven by haste, but by the simple mechanics of gravity and elevation. As the river descends from its origin, the speed is a natural consequence of the steep gradients and confined spaces. The water, frothing and tumbling, navigates its path with a vigor that seems purposeful, yet it is merely obeying the laws of physics. Despite the apparent rush, there is no hurry here. Each drop has all the time in the world, and the river's pace is but a reflection of the landscape it traverses. Over time, this energetic flow gradually smooths the jagged stones, rounding them into pebbles and sand, quietly shaping the riverbed without the need for forceful intervention. As the river moves away from the mountains and highlands, its character begins to change. The middle sections present a gentler slope, the valleys widening to accommodate a broader, more meandering stream. Here, the water slows, its energy dispersing as the channel widens and the gradient decreases. The river seems to pause, taking a breath as it widens its embrace across the landscape. This middle course is a place of transition, where the river begins to weave through the land, creating wide arcs and bends. The water here is not in a rush, nor is it entirely still. It flows with a measured grace, maintaining a steady rhythm that is neither fast nor slow, but perfectly balanced. The river's path becomes more intricate as it carves out sweeping curves, guided less by the force of gravity and more by the gentle persuasion of the land itself. As the river continues its journey, it approaches the plains, its movement steady and assured. The lower reaches are marked by an even greater calmness. Here, the river's width expands and the water spreads leisurely across the landscape. The current slows to a languid pace, the surface often smooth and reflective, mirroring the sky above. It is as if the river, having traveled so far, now takes the time to stretch out and relax. In these lower stretches, the river's flow is almost imperceptible, its motion a slow dance with the earth. The water moves with a quiet persistence, inching its way towards the sea. There is no rush, no urgency, just a gentle persistence that signifies the river's final approach to its destination. The gradual change from the lively upper reaches to this serene expanse is a testament to the river's adaptability, its capacity to mold itself to the contours of the land. Throughout its journey, the river demonstrates a remarkable continuity, a seamless transition from the energetic rush of its youthful origin to the composed maturity of its lower course. There are no abrupt changes, no sudden shifts in pace or direction. Instead, the river evolves naturally, its path a reflection of the terrain it encounters. The journey is one of gentle transformation, of water finding its own level, always moving, yet never hurried. In this way, the river mirrors the slow progression of time itself. Each day, each season, it flows onward, its course shaped by countless small influences. The speed and stillness of a river are but two aspects of the same journey, connected by an unbroken thread of movement. This quiet constancy offers a reminder of the enduring nature of change, gradual, inevitable, and often unnoticed. In observing the river's progression, one finds a kind of reassurance. The river has no destination beyond the sea, no goal other than to flow. Its journey is its purpose, its movement, a testament to the quiet power of persistence. By embracing both speed and stillness, the river teaches us about balance, about the harmony that exists in the natural world. It invites us to see the beauty in change, to understand that every moment is part of a larger continuum, unfolding at its own deliberate pace. As the river meanders towards the horizon, it carries with it the essence of time itself. It is a gentle reminder that in the grand scheme of things, there is no need to hurry. Everything moves in its own time, following its own path. Just as the river flows, so too do our days and thoughts, quietly and without haste, from one moment to the next, from one moment to the next. The gentle flow of a river often conceals a quieter story unfolding along its banks. Here, the land and water meet in a partnership that is both subtle and profound. Riverbanks, where earth and water blend, are shaped not by sudden force, but by the soft persistence of the river's edge. Over time, the river's presence molds the land, carving its path not with violence, but with a gentle, persistent touch. Floodplains extend from these banks, broad stretches of land that lie low and quiet, awaiting the river's occasional spread. They are not defined by the chaos of sudden flooding, but by a gradual, renewing embrace. When the river rises and spills beyond its usual bounds, it is not an act of aggression, but a natural occurrence. The overflow brings with it fine sediments, a gift from the river to the land, enriching the soil with nutrients carried from upstream. This process, repeated over countless years, transforms floodplains into some of the most fertile areas on Earth. Each overflow deposits a thin layer of silt and clay, tiny particles that settle slowly, invisibly into the soil. This enrichment is not hurried. It is a patient accumulation, where each flood leaves behind a subtle trace of its passage. The soil becomes a tapestry of layers, each one a record of past waters, quietly telling a story of abundance. The life that thrives here is adapted to this rhythm of wet and dry, of giving and receiving. Plants along riverbanks benefit from this quiet nourishment, their roots reaching into the rich, damp earth. They grow not in a rush, but in a steady, assured manner, sustained by the river's generosity. As seasons pass, these plants help stabilize the banks, their roots holding the soil against the water's gentle insistence. Occasional flooding may seem disruptive, yet it is part of a larger cycle of renewal. The river's rise is anticipated by the land. Its return to the banks is not a return to disorder, but a rebalancing. The floodplain is a canvas, ever reshaped by the river's touch, yet always retaining its essential form. As the waters recede, they leave behind not desolation, but possibility. Seeds washed onto the floodplain find purchase in the nutrient-rich soil, sprouting in response to the river's retreat. This quiet renewal is a testament to the river's role in shaping life, not through force, but through gentle persistence. The soil, enriched and refreshed, is a reminder of nature's patience, its capacity to create and recreate over time. In this way, riverbanks and floodplains illustrate a natural balance, where the presence of water is a source of life and fertility. The land, shaped gently by the river's flow, adapts and thrives, becoming a testament to the power of slow, steady change. The river, in its quiet way, continues its journey, leaving behind a transformed and enriched landscape, a subtle reminder of its enduring influence. In the gentle rhythm of nature, rivers have quietly carved their presence across the earth for millennia, their waters weaving stories older than the cities that now rise beside them. These waterways, ever flowing, offer a serene illustration of time itself. Imagine a landscape untouched by human hands, where rivers meandered through valleys, their courses set not by design but by the persistent pull of gravity and the subtle influence of the terrain. Consider the River Thames, which has seen the passage of time in ways the bustling city of London, with its ever-changing skyline, cannot. The Thames flows as it has for thousands of years, bearing witness to the growth of a city that has risen, fallen, and risen again along its banks. Yet, the river itself has remained steadfast, its waters continually moving, its path subtly shifting with the slow accumulation of silt and the gentle erosion of its banks. These rivers remind us that while human history is often measured in centuries, the chronicle of a river is written in geological time. They have flowed through the ages, their channels adapting and reshaping in response to the quiet pressures of the natural world. This constant change is not hurried. It is a slow, almost imperceptible dance, where the riverbed is gently worn away, and new paths are formed not in a day, but over the span of many lifetimes. In the Highlands of Scotland, the River Tay flows with a quiet dignity, its waters having traced their course since the last ice age. As the ice sheets retreated, they left behind the contours of the land that would guide the river's journey. Here, the river has seen the rise and fall of ancient communities long before the written word captured their stories. The Tay's waters have flowed through seasons of abundance and drought, each year folding into the next in a seamless continuum of time. Rivers such as these are not static entities. They are living systems, their paths carved by the interplay of water and earth. The riverbed shifts as sediment is carried downstream, deposited in some places and eroded in others. This ongoing process is so gradual that it often escapes notice, yet over the centuries it has shaped the very landscape through which the river flows. In the vast Amazon basin, the river weaves through the rainforest, its waters nurturing one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet. Here, the river's journey is defined by the immense volume of water it carries, collected from countless tributaries and rain-soaked lands. The Amazon has flowed for millions of years, its course a testament to the resilience and adaptability of nature. Even as the rainforest pulses with life, the river remains a constant, its waters a silent witness to the ancient rhythms of the earth. The Nile, too, has seen the passage of time in ways few other rivers have. Flowing northward through the deserts of Africa, it has been a lifeline for civilizations that have come and gone. The river's annual floods once dictated the agricultural calendar of the ancient Egyptians, its waters depositing nutrient-rich silt upon which their society depended. Though the floods have been tamed in modern times, the Nile continues to flow, a reminder of the natural cycles that have sustained humanity for millennia. In these rivers, we see a reflection of time's passage, a reminder that while human constructs may rise and fall, the natural world endures in its quiet persistence. The channels of these rivers have shifted and will continue to do so, their paths evolving slowly, almost imperceptibly. This continuity without permanence is a hallmark of the natural world, where change is the only constant. Rivers also teach us about the interconnectedness of life. Their waters are home to countless species, each adapted to the specific conditions created by the river's flow. As the river changes course, so too do the habitats it supports, with life adjusting in tandem. This delicate balance is maintained through the slow, deliberate processes that govern the river's journey, each element playing its part in the intricate web of life. Yet, despite their ancient origins, rivers remain dynamic, ever-changing entities. Their channels may be altered by the forces of nature, such as landslides or the gradual buildup of sediment. Over time, these changes can transform the landscape, creating new habitats and altering the course of life itself. The river is never truly the same from one moment to the next, its waters continuously renewed by the cycle of evaporation and precipitation that sustains it. This impermanence is part of the river's enduring charm. It is a reminder that nothing in nature is static, that all things are in a state of flux. The river's path may change, its waters may rise and fall, but its essence remains the same. A flow of life-giving water that has sustained ecosystems for eons. In the serene flow of rivers, we find a sense of peace and continuity that transcends the ephemeral nature of human existence. These waterways have witnessed the birth of continents, the rise and fall of empires, and the slow dance of evolution. They are a testament to the enduring power of nature, a gentle reminder of the cycles that govern our world. As you listen to the quiet murmur of a river, you might find yourself transported to a place where time seems to stand still, where the worries of the modern world fade into the background. In the river's flow, there is a soothing constancy, a reminder that life is a journey, ever moving forward, ever changing, yet always connected to the past. So, as you drift into a peaceful slumber, let the gentle flow of the river carry you through time. Allow its waters to wash over you, bringing with them the stories of the ages, the quiet persistence of nature, and the promise of new beginnings with each dawn. In the gentle flow of history, rivers have quietly marked the passage of time and space, carving their way through the landscape with a steady hand. These natural courses of water have long served as boundaries, not through forceful division, but by the simple act of existing between lands. Unlike walls built by human hands, rivers create separations that are fluid yet enduring, their lines drawn by nature rather than design. As early settlers meandered across the continents, they often found themselves pausing at the edges of rivers. These waterways, with their persistent flow, provided a clear line of demarcation. The banks of a river could be seen as a natural frontier, a place where one territory ended and another began. This use of rivers as boundaries was not a matter of ownership, but one of practicality and respect for the natural order. The distinction provided by a river is not static. Over time, the course of a river may subtly shift, its path adjusted by the gentle forces of erosion and deposition. This slow movement means that the boundaries rivers create are not fixed, but rather living lines that adjust to the rhythms of the earth. As sediments build along one bank and erode from another, the river's path can migrate, and with it, the boundary it delineates. In this way, rivers offer a lesson in impermanence. They remind us that borders, much like the water itself, are meant to flow and adapt. The winding paths of rivers contrast sharply with the rigid lines often drawn on maps, suggesting a more organic way of understanding limits and connections. Where a river runs, it reflects a boundary that is both certain and indefinite, a line that holds its place while constantly being rewritten by time. The subtlety of a river's boundary is also a testament to its role as a connector. While it divides, it also links, providing a shared resource for those on either side. The water that flows through a river is not owned by one bank or the other, but is a continuous ribbon of life that sustains all within its reach. In this sense, rivers are more than mere borders. They are the veins through which the lifeblood of the landscape circulates. As the seasons change, so too do the dimensions of a river. During periods of rain, a river may swell, extending its reach across the floodplain, temporarily altering the boundary it marks. In drier times, it may recede, narrowing its course and revealing land once submerged. This ebb and flow embody the dynamic nature of rivers as boundaries, reflecting the ever-changing balance of water and earth. Throughout history, rivers have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, their banks serving as silent observers to the passage of human endeavor. The rivers remain, their courses perhaps altered, but their presence as natural boundaries enduring. They continue to mark the landscape with a quiet authority, a testament to their timeless role in shaping the world around them. The notion of a river as a boundary extends beyond its physical presence. It represents a division of habitats and ecosystems, where different species may thrive on opposite banks, adapted to the unique conditions provided by their side of the water. This natural border fosters diversity, creating niches where life can evolve and flourish. In some places, rivers have even played a part in defining cultural and linguistic regions, their waters serving as a line across which different traditions and languages have developed. Yet even in this division, there is unity, for the river itself is a shared element, a common thread woven through the fabric of different communities. Rivers remind us that boundaries need not be barriers. They illustrate how separation can exist alongside connection, how lines drawn by water can be pathways as much as they are partitions. In observing the gentle boundaries of rivers, there is an invitation to see the world with a softer focus, to appreciate the subtle interplay of division and union that these natural features embody. It is this quiet interplay that has allowed rivers to remain as enduring boundaries long after human borders have shifted. While empires may rise and fall, and political lines may be redrawn, the river flows on, its boundary a constant amidst change. The river's path is a testament to the quiet power of nature's design, a reminder that the most enduring boundaries are those formed by the patient hand of time. In the end, rivers as natural boundaries offer a perspective on how we might view the divisions in our own lives. They suggest a gentler way of understanding separation, one that embraces the fluidity and adaptability inherent in the natural world. As you drift along the banks of this thought, let the notion of rivers as boundaries wash over you, a gentle reminder of the balance between division and connection, a reflection of the quiet ways in which the world is shaped. In the gentle embrace of riverbanks, life finds a rhythm as timeless as the water itself. Plants, animals, and insects all play their part in this quiet symphony, each adapting to the cycles of wet and dry that a river brings. It is a world where abundance is not measured in numbers, but in the seamless dance of existence, where each element finds its place in the eternal flow. Consider the humble reeds, their slender forms swaying gently with the river's passage. They thrive in the soft, silty soils deposited by periodic flooding, their roots anchored in the nutrient-rich earth. These plants are more than mere spectators, they are vital participants in the riverine ecosystem. By filtering water and providing shelter, they support a multitude of species, creating a tapestry of life woven over seasons. Amidst the reeds, dragonflies flit and hover, their iridescent wings catching the light. These agile insects lay their eggs in the water, where their larvae develop, hidden from the sun. For dragonflies, the river is both cradle and hunting ground, offering a rich supply of food in the form of other small invertebrates. As they dart above the surface, they become a living bridge between the water and the sky, their presence a testament to the river's nurturing embrace. In the shallows, fish glide with effortless grace, their movements synchronized with the current. Species such as the minnow and the perch find sustenance in the river's depths, feeding on aquatic plants and insects. These fish, in turn, become prey for larger creatures, continuing the cycle of life that ebbs and flows with the water. For the fish, the river is a world of both opportunity and survival, a delicate balance maintained through countless generations. On the riverbanks where water meets land, Mammals find refuge and sustenance. The otter, with its sleek, furred body, is perfectly adapted to this environment. It hunts in the water, using its keen senses to locate fish and crustaceans. On land, it rests and rears its young, relying on the river's bounty to nourish its family. The otter's life is a quiet testament to the river's generosity, a gentle reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. Birds, too, find a haven along the river's edge. The heron, with its long legs and sharp beak, stands patiently in the shallows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike at an unsuspecting fish. It is a solitary hunter, its presence a serene addition to the river's landscape. Nearby, kingfishers perch on branches overhanging the water, their bright plumage a splash of color against the muted tones of the riverbank. They dive with precision, their keen eyes detecting the slightest movement below the surface. As the seasons change, so too does the rhythm of life along the river. In times of plenty, the river swells with rain, its banks teeming with new life. Plants flourish, animals find abundant food, and the air is alive with the hum of insects. Yet, even in the dry spells, the river continues to sustain its inhabitants. Some plants draw deeply from the river's hidden reserves, their roots reaching down to unseen moisture. Animals adapt their behavior, seeking shade and conserving energy as they wait for the rains to return. This cycle of wet and dry, of abundance and scarcity, is not a challenge, but a way of life for those who dwell by the river. It is a rhythm as natural as the river's flow, each creature attuned to the subtle shifts of the environment. The river offers continuity, a promise that life will persist through change, gently molding its inhabitants to its timeless pattern. In this quiet landscape, where the water whispers its ancient song, life unfolds with a grace that defies the rush of the outside world. Here, the river is both stage and sanctuary, a place where the delicate balance of nature is on full display. It is a reminder that life, in all its forms, is a part of something greater, a seamless dance of water, land, and sky, where each moment flows into the next with a quiet inevitability. As you listen to the river's gentle voice, you might find your thoughts drifting like leaves on the water, carried along by the unhurried passage of time. In this peaceful space, the rhythm of the river becomes your own, a soothing reminder that life, like the river, continues in quiet harmony, shaping the world in ways both visible and unseen. In the gentle embrace of time, rivers have quietly influenced the course of human civilization. Their steady flow has been a subtle guide, drawing people to their banks not through force, but through the silent promise of sustenance and connection. As the water meanders gracefully through the landscape, it offers a dependable source of drinking water, essential for life. Settlements naturally formed around these lifelines, where the proximity to fresh water ensured the survival and growth of early communities. The presence of a river made the task of farming a feasible endeavor. Fertile land, nourished by occasional flooding, provided the nutrients necessary for crops to thrive. The river's seasonal rise and fall mirrored the rhythms of planting and harvest, an unspoken agreement between nature and those who tilled the soil. The water was not just for irrigation, it was also a means for transportation, a gentle highway upon which goods and ideas could travel. Boats glided along the currents, carrying with them the seeds of commerce and culture, linking distant communities with a shared purpose. In those early days, the river was a central figure in the daily lives of its settlers. It offered a place for gathering, where people met to share stories and news, its banks a stage for the unfolding theater of human interaction. Children played in the shallows, their laughter mingling with the soft murmur of the water. Fishermen cast their nets with a patient rhythm, knowing that the river would provide, as it always had. The river's steady flow was a testament to the constancy of nature amidst the ever-changing tapestry of human life. It shaped the land and the people alike, its influence felt in the very structure of the settlements that sprouted along its edges. Homes were built close to the water, their foundations anchored in the rich soil, their windows opening to the tranquil views of the flowing stream. Paths and roads unfurled from the riverbank, following its curves and bends as if drawn by an invisible hand. In the quiet of dawn, the river was the first to greet the waking world, its surface catching the soft light of morning. The villagers would rise with the sun, their day beginning with the ritual of drawing water. This simple act was a reminder of the river's enduring presence, a gentle acknowledgement of its role in their lives. As the day unfolded, the river continued its silent work, a constant companion in the background of daily existence. Over time, the relationship between the river and its people deepened, becoming a part of the cultural fabric. Songs and stories were woven around its presence, celebrating the life it nurtured. Festivals and gatherings often centered on the river, its banks a place of joy and reflection. The river became a symbol of continuity, a reminder of the unbroken line of life that stretched back through generations. Even as settlements grew and expanded, the river remained a vital artery, its waters a source of inspiration and renewal. The relationship was not one of dominance, but of harmony, an understanding that the river's gifts were to be respected and cherished. This quiet balance shaped the identity of the communities it supported, influencing their customs and traditions in subtle ways. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the water, the river settled into its nighttime rhythm. The people would retreat to their homes, lulled by the gentle sounds of the flowing stream, their dreams carrying them into the depths of night. In sleep, the river continued its journey, a silent guardian watching over the land and its inhabitants. Through the passage of time, rivers have remained a constant thread in the tapestry of human history. Their presence has quietly guided the course of civilization, shaping the lives of those who have settled along their banks. It is a relationship marked by quiet respect and mutual dependence, a testament to the enduring bond between nature and humanity. As the river flows on, it carries with it the memories of countless generations, a gentle reminder of the timeless connection between water and life. In the gentle embrace of nature, a river offers a symphony of sounds that seem to blend seamlessly into the air. The flowing water creates a soft, continuous melody, never harsh or abrupt. Each ripple and eddy contributes to a subtle chorus, the movement of water over stones and between banks a gentle murmur that is both calming and constant. This sound, neither loud nor intrusive, lulls the listener into a state of quiet reflection. As the water moves along its course, it carries with it the hushed whispers of the environment. The rustling of leaves and the soft brushing of grasses and reeds in the breeze add layers to this auditory tapestry. It is a soundscape that fills the air without overwhelming it, a background hum that seems almost to be the river itself breathing. The wind, when it stirs, flows through the reeds with a sigh, a gentle reminder of the unseen currents of air that parallel those beneath the surface. In the stillness of a riverbank, the sounds of insects rise and fall, a chorus of life that thrives in the moist, fertile ground. The gentle hum of bees, the occasional chirp of crickets, and the delicate fluttering of wings all contribute to the sense of a living, breathing ecosystem. These sounds, like the river, are constant yet unobtrusive, providing a backdrop that is both lively and serene. The insects, small and numerous, add a texture to the soundscape, their presence a testament to the quiet abundance of life near water. As day turns to dusk, the sounds shift almost imperceptibly. The river continues its gentle song, and the wind, if it stirs, cools the air with its passage through the reeds. The insects' chorus changes with the fading light, the rhythm of their calls adjusting to the waning warmth. This transition is as gentle as the river itself, a reminder of the ever-present flow of time and the cycles of nature. In this setting, silence is never complete. The river's flow persists, a constant murmur that fills the spaces between other sounds. It is a presence that reassures rather than intrudes, a gentle continuity that mirrors the steady passage of water. The river's sound is a companion to solitude, allowing for reflection without demanding attention. It is a comfort, a reminder of the quiet persistence of nature. Even in the absence of human presence, a river's sound remains a gentle companion. The water flows, the wind whispers, and the insects hum, creating an environment that is never truly silent but always soothing. It is a natural harmony, one that invites a listener to pause, to breathe, and to simply be. The river, in its quiet music, offers a gentle reminder of the world beyond human haste, a place where time flows as seamlessly as water over stone. The sound of a river, while constant, is never monotonous. It holds within it a variety of subtle changes, each ripple and swirl contributing to a larger whole. The play of water over rocks, the soft splash of a fish breaking the surface, and the distant call of a bird all add to this symphony. Each sound is distinct, yet part of a greater harmony, a reflection of the river's own nature as a collection of many small streams and currents. In the quiet of the night, the river's voice softens but does not cease. The cooling air carries the sound differently, a quieter hum that is felt as much as heard. The nocturnal chorus of creatures adds a new texture, a different rhythm that is both familiar and new. The river, constant in its flow, offers a lullaby to the world around it, a gentle reassurance that life continues, even in darkness. Thus, the sound along a river is a gentle reminder of nature's persistence and subtlety. It is an invitation to listen, to appreciate the quiet interactions of water, air, and life. The river's music, never demanding, encourages a state of calm reflection, a sense of being part of something larger and more enduring. In its presence, one can find peace, a moment of stillness amidst the ever-flowing currents of the world. As the sun dips below the horizon, the world around a river subtly transforms. The warmth of the day begins to fade, giving way to a cooler, more tranquil atmosphere. The surface of the river, once lively with the reflections of daylight, now mirrors the muted tones of twilight. This gentle transition marks the river's seamless journey from day into night, a movement that is both constant and unhurried. The air above the river cools gradually, a process that influences the temperature of the water itself. During the day, sunlight warms the river's surface, creating a delicate balance between the air and water temperatures. As darkness falls, this balance shifts. The cooler night air gently caresses the water, prompting a subtle change as the river adjusts to the soothing embrace of night. In the absence of the sun's bright glare, the river becomes a canvas for the soft glow of moonlight. The moon, with its gentle luminescence, casts a silvery sheen across the water, creating a dance of light that is both calming and mesmerizing. Reflections of the night sky, dotted with stars, ripple gently on the surface, each movement a quiet testament to the river's ceaseless flow. Beneath this tranquil surface, the river continues its journey with a quiet determination. The movement, though unseen, is relentless. Water flows steadily, following the path carved over countless years. The river's energy, undiminished by the lack of light, propels it forward in a silent procession. Here, in the stillness of night, the river's purpose remains unchanged, a steady march towards its final destination. Nighttime brings a unique stillness to the landscape surrounding the river. The world slows down, and the sounds of day give way to a more subdued symphony. The gentle rustle of leaves, the soft whisper of the wind, and the occasional call of a nocturnal creature blend harmoniously with the river's persistent murmur. It is a soundscape that encourages reflection, inviting the mind to wander gently, much like the river itself. The riverbanks, now shrouded in shadow, offer a different perspective. The outlines of trees and rocks become softer, their features blurred by the cloak of night. Yet, within this obscurity lies a new kind of clarity. The river, unobscured by the complexities of daylight, reveals its essence, a simple, continuous flow in harmony with the rhythms of nature. As the river winds its way through the night, it encounters various landscapes, each presenting subtle changes. Here, the current may quicken as it navigates through a narrowing of the banks. There, it slows in a gentle meander, savoring the broader stretches where it can linger in its journey. Each change is a testament to the river's adaptability, a quiet resilience that ensures its passage through the night. In the cooler hours, the river's interaction with the air above becomes more pronounced. The temperature difference between the water and the air can lead to the formation of a delicate mist, a veil that hovers just above the surface. This mist, ethereal and transient, adds an air of mystery to the river's nocturnal presence. It is a reminder of the river's ability to shape its environment, even in the most subtle of ways. The river's unseen movement at night is mirrored by the life that thrives within and alongside it. Fish continue their journey, navigating the currents with an instinctive ease. Along the banks, creatures of the night stir, drawn to the water's edge by the promise of sustenance. This quiet activity, largely unnoticed, forms a vital part of the river's ecosystem, a delicate balance maintained through the gentle passing of time. As the night deepens, the river's flow remains a constant in a world of shifting shadows. It weaves through the landscape, carving a path that is both familiar and ever-changing. This continuity, so easily overlooked in the daylight's distractions, becomes more apparent under the cover of night. The river's journey, unbroken and tireless, is a reminder of nature's enduring cycles. In these quiet hours, the river invites contemplation. It asks nothing of those who pause to observe, offering instead a moment of peace, a chance to reflect on the simplicity of its existence. Here, In the gentle flow of water under the night sky, one finds a sense of calm, a reminder of the beauty in nature's unceasing rhythms. As dawn approaches, the river begins to anticipate the return of light. The transition from night to day is gradual, marked by subtle shifts in temperature and light. The river, ever responsive, adjusts seamlessly to these changes, ready to greet the new day with the same quiet perseverance that carried it through the night. And so, the cycle continues, a testament to the river's timeless journey, one that unfolds quietly, patiently, and with an unerring grace. As you find yourself nestled into a comfortable position, let us turn our attention gently to the patient journey of sediment. This quiet procession of sand, silt, and clay begins its unhurried passage from the land to the water, a gradual movement that rarely captures the eye. Unlike the roaring waters that might carve a canyon or the swirling eddies that stir the surface, sediment is content to drift slowly, almost imperceptibly, downstream. Each grain of sand or fleck of clay has its own story, originating from the weathering of rocks over countless years. Rain, wind, and temperature changes patiently break down these solid structures, and the loosened particles begin their journey. Carried by the force of water, these particles embark on a path that might span hundreds of miles, or perhaps just a few feet. Along the way, they mingle and mix, creating a tapestry of textures on the riverbed. Sediment moves not in haste, but in a steady procession. It is gravity that guides this movement, allowing the particles to settle where the current slows. In the upper reaches of a river, the journey might begin with coarser sand that is carried along easily by the faster currents. As the river widens and meanders, the speed of the water gently decreases, allowing finer silt and clay to join the procession. Over time, this process quietly reshapes the landscape. As sediment settles, it begins to build land in areas where the water's energy is low. These deposits can accumulate slowly, forming the foundations of floodplains and deltas. A delta, where a river meets a larger body of water, is perhaps the most visible testament to the power of these tiny particles. Here, the river's energy dissipates, and sediment fans out, creating new land over centuries. Delicate patterns emerge as the deposited material layers upon itself, each layer a record of past conditions. It is a slow dance, one that requires patience and time to appreciate. The delta becomes a rich environment for life, offering a fertile ground for plants to take root and animals to thrive. The cycle of sediment transport and deposition is a silent architect, crafting landscapes that are as diverse as they are dynamic. This process is not hurried by the passage of time. Instead, it is a constant, ongoing transformation. The river continues its gentle work, day by day, season by season, year by year. As sediment settles, it tells a story of change and continuity, of movement and stillness. It is a reminder of the quiet power inherent in nature's rhythms, where even the smallest particles play a role in the grand design. As you let these thoughts pass through your mind, consider how this slow change mirrors the flow of life itself. Just as a river carries sediment to form new landscapes, so too do small experiences and interactions build the terrain of our lives. In this way, the journey of sediment is not just a story of rivers, but a reflection of the gentle passage of time and the accumulation of quiet moments that shape the world around us. Allow your mind to drift with the sediment, appreciating the subtlety of its journey. There is no rush, no urgency, only the peaceful continuation of a process that is as old as the earth itself. With this understanding, let yourself relax, knowing that in the grand sweep of time, each small grain has its place, just as each moment finds its own gentle significance. In the gentle meeting between river and sea, there is a quiet exchange that unfolds without abruptness. Here, the river's journey does not abruptly cease, nor does it come to a definitive halt. Instead, the fresh water mingles with the salt, and in this mingling, a new kind of water is formed. It is a gradual blending that is neither one thing nor the other, a soft merging rather than a collision. As the river approaches the sea, it widens and slows, as if taking a moment to pause before its next chapter. The water carries with it memories of mountains and meadows, of rainfall and snowmelt, all gathered and guided by the patient pull of gravity. Yet, as it reaches the edge of land, it encounters the ocean's vastness, an expanse without end. The river's flow becomes part of something much larger, losing its identity while contributing to another. The boundary between river and sea is an illusion, a line that exists only in maps and minds. In reality, there is no clear demarcation, no sudden shift from fresh to salt. Instead, there is a zone of transition, a place where the two intermingle, creating estuaries rich in nutrients and life. These are places of great biological productivity, where the mixing of waters nurtures an abundance of organisms. Fish, birds, and plants all find sustenance here, in the gentle meeting of different worlds. The river does not resist this change, nor does it fight to maintain its purity. It simply continues its flow, allowing the transformation to occur naturally. The fresh water, lighter than the sea, tends to float atop, spreading out in a thin layer before gradually sinking and dispersing. Salt water moves beneath, denser and more complex, weaving its currents through the river's remnants. In this blending, there is a lesson of acceptance, a quiet demonstration of how different elements can coexist and complement one another. The river's final gift to the sea is its sediments, carried down from highlands and hillsides, deposited at the river's mouth. These particles settle, forming deltas and sandbanks, reshaping the coastline in ways subtle and unseen. Over time, these deposits create new land, extending the boundary of the earth inch by inch. The sea, in turn, gives back to the river. It shares its tides, rhythmic and predictable, influencing the flow far upstream. Twice daily, the ocean's pull tugs at the river, drawing it back towards its source, reminding it of the greater cycle to which it belongs. This interplay of fresh and salt, of ebb and flow, is a dance that has been occurring for millennia, unhurried and constant. In observing this confluence, one might notice the quiet beauty of it all. There is no rush, no urgency, just a gentle exchange, a shifting of waters that speaks of balance and harmony. For in the end, the river's journey is not about reaching a destination, but about the process itself. It is about movement and transformation, about the way water finds its path, adapting to the contours of the land and the pull of the tides. And so, the river flows into the sea, its story continuing in a different form. It is not an end, but a transition, a joining that enriches both the river and the sea. Here, in this meeting place, we find a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things, of how boundaries can be both real and imagined, and of how life persists in the most unexpected of places. The river and the sea, together yet apart, demonstrate the beauty of nature's processes. They show us that change can be gentle, that transformation need not be dramatic. And in watching the water pass, we might find a sense of peace, an understanding that all things are in motion, flowing towards their own quiet conclusions. Across the globe, rivers quietly trace their paths through diverse landscapes, each one a testament to the gentle persistence of water. Among them, some rivers stand out, not for the stories they have witnessed, but for their vastness and the quiet authority with which they carve through continents. These are the rivers whose names often echo in our minds, names like the Amazon, the Nile, the Yangtze, and the Mississippi. Yet, it is not the tales of conquest or human endeavor that define them here, but rather their sheer scale and the subtlety of their presence. The Amazon in South America is a river of immense breadth and depth. It carries more water than any other river, its journey stretching over thousands of kilometers from the Andes to the Atlantic Ocean. The Amazon does not rush. It moves with a steady purpose, its waters dark with sediment yet teeming with life. As it winds its way through the rainforest, it supports an ecosystem as rich and varied as the river itself. The river's vast network of tributaries weaves together, forming a complex tapestry of water that nourishes the land, yet it does so without fanfare, its flow a quiet constant amidst the vibrant chaos of the jungle. In Africa, the Nile runs its long and unhurried course northward through the desert, a ribbon of life in an arid expanse. The Nile's journey is one of endurance, its waters tracing a path carved over millennia. It is a river of patience, its flow a testament to the slow, unyielding force of nature. As it flows towards the Mediterranean Sea, the Nile does not boast of the civilizations it has supported, nor the histories it has witnessed. Instead, it simply continues, a gentle presence in a land shaped by its waters. The Yangtze in China is another river of great magnitude, winding its way across a vast and varied landscape. From its source in the Tibetan Plateau, the Yangtze travels eastward to the East China Sea, threading its way through mountains, plains, and cities. Along its banks, life unfolds in myriad forms, each one adapted to the rhythm of the river. The Yangtze does not hurry, its waters flowing with a quiet determination that has shaped the land and people for centuries. Yet, it remains a river of mystery, its depths concealing secrets known only to the waters themselves. In North America, the Mississippi River meanders through the heart of the continent, its course a long and winding journey from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico. It is a river that binds together diverse landscapes, from the forests of the north to the delta of the south. The Mississippi's flow is deliberate, its waters carrying with them the stories of the land. Yet, it does so without seeking recognition, content in its role as a silent witness to the passage of time. Further afield, the Danube flows through Central and Eastern Europe, a river that links countries and cultures in a quiet embrace. From its origins in the Black Forest of Germany, the Danube travels southeastward to the Black Sea, its course a gentle passage through history. The river's waters reflect the changing landscapes, from the vineyards of Austria to the plains of Hungary. The Danube does not rush, it glides, its flow a reminder of the interconnectedness of the land and its people. In Russia, the Volga River holds a special place, its vast waters flowing southwards to the Caspian Sea. The Volga is a river of breadth and depth, its presence felt across the steppes and forests it traverses. It is a river that nurtures the land, its waters a source of sustenance and inspiration. Yet, despite its scale, the Volga remains a quiet force, its journey a testament to the enduring power of water. These rivers, though renowned and vast, do not seek the limelight. They are defined not by the events that have unfolded along their banks, but by their presence, their scale, and the quiet constancy with which they shape the world. Their waters flow on, indifferent to the passage of time, each one a reminder of the subtle yet profound influence of nature's gentle persistence. In the gentle quietude of winter, rivers transform into something almost unrecognizable. The once lively currents which danced and swirled under the summer sun now find themselves subdued beneath a layer of ice. This is not a cessation, but rather a slowing of the pace, a temporary pause in the visible movement of water. Yet, beneath this icy crust, the river continues its journey, quietly flowing forward as it has done for countless years. The surface of a frozen river is smooth, often reflecting the pale light of a winter sky. It seems still, almost as if time itself has taken a moment to rest. But this surface is merely a veil, beneath which the water remains in motion. The river, though slowed by the chill, does not truly stop. It carries on, unseen but persistent, its path determined by the contours of the land it has carved over time. Ice forms as temperatures drop, creating a crystalline cover. This process begins not with drama, but with the gradual cooling of the water, a gentle transition as liquid turns to solid. The river's flow is slowed by this transformation, but not halted. The persistence of water beneath the ice is a testament to the river's enduring nature, a reminder of the continuity that exists even in apparent stillness. The ice itself is not uniform. In some places, it is thick and opaque, a solid barrier between water and air. Elsewhere, it may be thinner, allowing glimpses of the dark, moving water below. This variability is a reflection of the river's own character, shaped by the interaction of temperature, flow, and the landscape it traverses. Each river experiences winter in its own way, the formation of ice a unique story told in the language of water and cold. The presence of ice alters the sound of the river, muffling the gentle murmur of the current. The usual babble of water on stone is replaced by a softer, more subdued symphony. Occasionally, the ice might groan or crack, a reminder that beneath this serene exterior, change is still at work. These are the sounds of a river in winter, quiet yet full of life, testament to the hidden vitality beneath the frozen surface. As winter progresses, the interaction between ice and water continues to evolve. At times, a thaw may occur, prompted by a brief warmth from the sun. This can cause the ice to shift, to melt and refreeze, a subtle dance that reminds us of the river's ever-present motion. Even in the heart of winter, when the world seems locked in a monochrome stillness, the river's journey is never truly interrupted. The ice serves another purpose too, insulating the river from the full brunt of the cold. This layer of frozen water helps to maintain a relatively consistent temperature beneath, allowing aquatic life to endure the harsher conditions above. Fish and other creatures adapt to these changes with quiet resilience, moving through the slower currents and finding refuge in the deeper parts of the riverbed. In this way, The frozen river is not a symbol of lifelessness, but rather of adaptation and endurance. The water beneath continues to nourish the land, its presence a reminder that winter is but a phase, a moment in the larger cycle of seasons. The river, with its hidden flow, embodies the quiet persistence of nature, a steady passage through time that remains unbroken by the frost. When spring finally approaches, the ice will begin to recede, its grip on the river loosening with the return of warmth. The sounds of flowing water will grow stronger, and the surface will once again reveal the lively dance of currents moving freely. But even as the ice melts away, it leaves behind a memory of the stillness it once brought, a gentle reminder of the river's capacity to endure and adapt. Thus, the frozen river carries on its timeless journey, a flowing testament to the quiet strength of water. It is a reminder that beneath the surface, beneath the ice, the river's life is unceasing. In this we find a quiet lesson, a soft invitation to embrace change and continuity alike, just as the river does with each passing season. In the soft expanse of the natural world, there are rivers that seem to defy the ordinary expectations of flowing water. These rivers, unlike their more prominent counterparts, do not conclude their journey in the embrace of a sea or ocean. Instead, they vanish quietly into the earth or dissipate into the surrounding landscape, their paths becoming subtle mysteries. Such rivers are a testament to the diverse expressions of water's movement across our planet, illustrating the gentle unpredictability of nature. One such phenomenon is the river that chooses to sink beneath the surface, a seamless transition from visible to hidden. This occurs in regions where the underground geology permits such a passage. Limestone landscapes known as karst regions are particularly prone to this behavior. Here, water finds its way through fractures and openings, slowly eroding the rock over millennia. What begins as a surface stream can quietly vanish into a swallow hole, a natural aperture leading to a subterranean network. The water continues its journey beneath the ground, unseen, following ancient pathways carved through stone. In these hidden channels, the river maintains its flow, undisturbed by the world above. It travels through caverns and tunnels, sometimes re-emerging miles away, or perhaps never surfacing again. This subterranean route is often cooler, shielded from the sun's warmth, and moves in darkness, guided only by gravity. The river's persistence in such conditions reminds us of water's adaptability, its ability to navigate both visible and invisible routes across the landscape. Other rivers, rather than sinking, gradually fade into dry land. This occurs in regions where the climate shifts towards aridity. As the river travels, it loses volume, evaporating under the relentless sun or seeping slowly into the parched soil. The river's end is not marked by a dramatic conclusion, but rather a gentle cessation, where the last traces of water are absorbed by the earth, leaving a dry riverbed as a silent marker of its former presence. In places like the desert, ephemeral rivers may only flow temporarily during seasons of rain. Their paths are carved during these brief moments of abundance, yet for much of the year they lie dry and dormant. These rivers remind us of the delicate balance between water and landscape, where a river's presence is fleeting, a seasonal visitor that appears and disappears with the rains. The disappearance of rivers can also be influenced by human intervention, though our focus remains on the natural processes. Over time, changes in the Earth's crust, shifts in climate, or gradual accumulation of sediment can alter a river's course. The landscape itself becomes a living map of these subtle shifts, where paths are redrawn and new routes are forged. The river's disappearance is not an ending, but a transformation, a quiet reminder of the Earth's dynamic nature. These rivers, whether sinking underground or fading from view, challenge the notion of a definitive endpoint. They illustrate a form of continuity that exists beyond our immediate perception, where water's journey is not bound by the need to meet the sea. Instead, it finds its own way, adapting to the contours of its environment, responding to changes with quiet resilience. The concept of flow without a visible ending speaks to the broader rhythm of nature. Water, in all its forms, is part of a cycle that does not require a grand finale. It is content to move, to seep, to disappear, and to reappear, constantly in motion, yet never hurried. This gentle persistence is mirrored in the landscapes it shapes, where rivers leave their marks not through force, but through patient interaction with the world around them. As the rivers disappear, they leave behind subtle signs of their passage. The vegetation along a dry riverbed, the minerals left in the soil, the shapes of the land altered by their flow. These are quiet testaments to a journey that continues, often out of sight but never truly gone. In this way, rivers that disappear remind us that nature's stories are not always told in grand gestures, but in the soft whisper of water becoming part of the earth once more. In contemplating these disappearing rivers, one might find a certain peace in their quiet resolve. They offer a broader understanding of the world, where endings are not necessarily final, and where the unseen can be as significant as the visible. The river's journey is an invitation to appreciate the subtle transitions of the natural world, where change happens gently, and where the unseen currents of time and water continue to flow undisturbed. In the gentle flow of time, rivers have met the quiet influence of human presence, making slight adjustments to their natural courses. Dams stand as sentinels along many riverbanks, structures of stone and concrete that interrupt the water's journey. Yet, they do not halt it entirely. Instead, they engage in a subtle dialogue with the river's flow, altering its pace and direction with patient persistence. These dams collect water, creating reservoirs where the surface lies still, a mirror to the sky above. Over time, the river adapts, accepting this new rhythm, its waters pooling before cascading once more downstream. Canals, too, weave their way through landscapes crafted by human hands to guide water along prescribed paths. Unlike the natural curves and bends of a river's meander, canals present a more direct course, a quiet testament to human ingenuity. They connect places the river did not naturally embrace, facilitating a gentle exchange of resources and life between distant lands. Water within these channels moves with purpose, though no less gracefully, as it finds its way through locks and weirs, adapting to the subtle inclines and descents shaped by the earth itself. Diversions, those gentle redirections, whisper to the river, suggesting new paths. These alterations are often made to quench the thirst of nearby fields or to fill urban reservoirs. The water complies, following these new routes without protest, spreading life in patterns previously unseen. Such changes are rarely abrupt, their impacts unfurling slowly across seasons and years, the river and its surroundings adjusting in a harmonious dance. Human interventions in rivers, while noticeable, do not bring the cacophony of disruption. Rather, they bring a measured change. The river, in its enduring patience, absorbs these alterations into its essence, its waters continuing their age-old journey to the sea. In this interplay between nature and human intent, there is no conflict, only a quiet reshaping, as both river and humanity find new ways to coexist within the timeless landscape. Fish and other aquatic life adjust to these changes, finding new habitats in the calm waters of reservoirs or using the steady flow of canals to reach new territories. Over time, ecosystems evolve, adapting to the slow, inevitable changes brought about by human hands. The river, in turn, becomes a living testament to the resilience of nature, accommodating these shifts with grace, its life-giving waters continuing to support the delicate balance of life along its banks. Throughout history, rivers have been reshaped and directed, yet they retain their essence, their purpose unchanged. The water still flows, and the river still sings its quiet song, inviting all who listen to understand the continuity of its journey, a gentle reminder of the enduring relationship between the natural world and human presence. In the gentle flow of a river, we find a quiet reminder of nature's ceaseless and unhurried processes. A river is never truly complete. It is a continuous journey of adaptation and transformation, marked by the subtle artistry of water in perpetual motion. This motion is not driven by any grand intention or purpose, but rather unfolds naturally as gravity pulls water along paths carved over centuries. Rivers, in their ongoing processes, are a reflection of the Earth's patient craftsmanship. They are shaped by the land they traverse, their courses altered ever so slightly by the gradual wearing away of rock and soil. This erosion is a soft and painstaking process where each droplet contributes to the slow reshaping of the river's path. Over time, even the hardest stone yields to the persistent whisper of water, leaving behind smooth curves and winding bends. The movement of a river is a seamless blend of continuity and change. As water travels from the highlands to the lowlands, it carries with it traces of the landscapes it has passed through, minerals, organic matter, and fine sediments that color its flow. This ever-changing composition is a testament to the river's role as a collector of stories, each particle a fragment of the environment's history, quietly carried towards the sea. Rivers respond with grace to the world around them. The seasons dictate their rhythm, with spring rains swelling their banks and summer droughts reducing them to gentle trickles. Yet, regardless of these variations, the river persists, adapting its flow in accordance with the conditions it encounters. This flexibility is a quiet demonstration of resilience, an ability to adjust without resistance or complaint. A river's journey is marked by the interplay between the water and the land. Riverbeds, carved out over millennia, are not static. They shift and change as the river meanders through them. This gradual adjustment is part of a larger, ever-evolving landscape where each curve and turn is the result of countless small decisions made by the water as it flows. In this way, rivers teach us about the beauty of impermanence. There is no fixed destination, no final form to reach. Instead, there is a continual unfolding, a process of becoming that is never hurried or forced. The river's path is a testament to the quiet power of persistence, where change is not abrupt but emerges slowly, almost imperceptibly over time. As rivers flow, they leave behind evidence of their passing: sandbars, oxbow lakes, and fertile floodplains that support a mosaic of life. These features are not the result of any deliberate effort, but are instead the natural outcome of water moving through the landscape. They remind us that creation need not be loud or sudden. It can be a gentle accumulation of moments, each one contributing to the whole. The ongoing nature of rivers also speaks to the interconnectedness of natural systems. A river does not exist in isolation. It is part of a larger network of watercourses, each influencing and influenced by the others. Tributaries feed into larger streams, and together they form the veins of the continent, transporting life-sustaining water across vast distances. This intricate web of connections underscores the idea that everything in nature is part of a larger, harmonious process. In observing rivers, we are invited to consider the concept of change without disruption. Though a river may alter its course, it does so with a gentle fluidity that maintains balance and continuity. This ability to evolve without upheaval is a lesson in the value of adaptation, a reminder that progress can be achieved through quiet persistence rather than forceful intervention. The river's story is one of motion without a need for haste. It flows at its own pace, guided by the contours of the land and the pull of gravity. There is no urgency in its journey, only a steady progression that continues regardless of external circumstances. This natural rhythm invites us to embrace a similar approach to life, one that values patience and the quiet unfolding of events. Rivers are symbols of time's passage, their waters flowing continuously through the ages. They have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, yet their presence remains constant, unchanged by the transient nature of human affairs. This constancy is a source of reassurance, a reminder that amidst the ebb and flow of history, some things endure, quietly shaping the world around them. In reflecting on rivers as ongoing processes, we find a mirror of life itself, a journey marked by continual change and adaptation, where each moment is both an end and a beginning. This cyclical nature offers comfort, suggesting that there is always another season, another chance for renewal and growth. And so, the river flows on, an eternal thread weaving through the tapestry of the earth. Its waters move with quiet purpose, shaping the land even as they are shaped by it. In this endless dance of water and earth, we see the beauty of nature's ongoing creation, a process that needs no end, only the gentle embrace of time. As you find yourself nearing the end of this gentle journey, consider the river as it meanders quietly through the landscape. Its presence is constant, yet it asks little from the world around it. The river flows, regardless of whether eyes follow its path or ears catch the murmur of its surface. It is an unhurried passage, a soft reminder that not all movements require an audience. Picture the river as it calmly weaves its way through valleys and plains, a ribbon of water tracing patterns over the earth. It does not pause to consider its own course, it simply continues. The river does not demand attention, nor does it seek recognition. It exists as a continuous thread, stitching together the past and the present, gently guiding the land it traverses. In much the same way, thoughts drift through the mind, ebbing and flowing like the waters of a river. Allow them to pass without resistance. There is a quiet strength in letting go, in allowing the natural rhythm of thought to unfold without interference. Just as the river finds its way to the sea, thoughts find their own paths, requiring no force to guide them. Imagine the river at night, when the world becomes still and the air carries the chill of evening. Under the cover of darkness, the river's surface reflects the stars, tiny lights winking back from the depths. The water moves silently, its journey continuing beneath the night sky. Whether seen or unseen, the river is always moving, always becoming. Consider how the river adapts to the changing seasons, its flow adjusting with the melting snows of spring or the dry spells of summer. It teaches us the value of patience and resilience, showing that change is not something to be feared, but embraced. Each turn, each bend, a testament to time's gentle hand, shaping the course of both river and thought. As you listen, let yourself become like the river, untroubled by the stones in your path. Just as water finds a way around obstacles, so too can your thoughts weave around the challenges that arise. There is no need for haste or worry. The river's calm assurance is a reminder that progress is made in quiet persistence, not in hurried leaps. Picture the river as it merges with the sea, where fresh water mingles with salt, a seamless blending that marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. There is no clear boundary, no abrupt conclusion. It is a gentle transition, much like the thoughts that meander through the mind, leaving behind traces, yet always moving forward. Invite yourself to rest in this moment, to let the gentle flow of the river guide your mind to a place of calm. The river, in its simplicity, offers a lesson in tranquility. It does not strive to be anything other than what it is, a continuous flow, a quiet presence. Allow this thought to settle, to be a gentle background as you drift into restful sleep. As the river continues its endless journey, know that it does so with ease, unaffected by the passage of time or the changing seasons. In this way, let your mind find its own path, unburdened by the weight of urgency or expectation. The river's journey is a testament to the power of quiet persistence, a reminder that there is beauty in the slow and steady flow. May your thoughts follow this quiet rhythm, allowing each one to pass naturally, leaving you with a sense of peace and stillness. As the river flows onward, so too shall your mind find its own gentle course, a serene journey into the night. Let the water pass, and with it, let your thoughts drift softly into slumber.